All right, a quick reminder before I show you my watch list for tomorrow. I am a day trader, and so I go through daily charts trying to find setups that might give me an intraday trade tomorrow, based on the daily, and then the entries are based on intraday. And that's what I try to do, and then find trades based on this watch list for our members in the live trading chat room as the day unfolds tomorrow. So remember that. I'm in cash every night. So if you hear me say I'm looking long on this one or for a bounce on this one, it just means tomorrow, okay? And then even then I won't take it unless things are lined up. So having said all that, IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, has really found some nice buying right at this blue line, which it basically is right down to today. Over the past year, you can see it's done really well, so it's in an interesting area. The SPY is a little different, but the SPY is still holding. Let me back out a little bit here. The SPY is still holding this long channel it's in, and it's getting down. I kind of drew a tighter channel within the wider channel, and it broke that tighter channel today, but not very far from the bottom line here on this channel. So I'm kind of expecting a bounce tomorrow, but anyway, we'll see. And my watch list, KNDI, I drew a line here right around 11, a little bit below $11. This thing has had pretty nice support going back quite a ways, ever since the gap up in December of last year. So, and it's getting down to that area. So that's an area I want to watch, KNDI. Lake is a low float stock. I think somebody said they make hazmat suits, and with Ebola in the U.S. now, if that starts to look worse. In a way, this is an interesting play because it's low float, and you don't have to worry about the news coming out like people playing TKMR. For all we know, they're going to come out and say, whoops, TKMR doesn't work on Ebola at all. And I'm just speculating with a drug, something like that can happen, right? With hazmat suits, not so much. So this might be a more interesting play, but it's certainly extended. But keep Lake on your radar if Ebola gets worse. TRUE, relative strength today. And I had this on watch yesterday. As a matter of fact, on an intraday basis, I called this long, I believe, at 1812 with a 1790 stop today. If you watched my video last night, you knew I had this one on watch. So 1812, 1790, and look what happened. A quick move from 1812 to 1925. So it's all about timing, and that's what I try to do. I try to find the intelligent entries that should work basically right away. And with this still closing above its open, I want to have that back on watch tomorrow. If there's some market strength, we might get another trade in TRUE. GDOT, this just goes back on watch. You had this big move here, and now it's like 5 days down in a row, and it just goes back on bounce watch. XUS Steel, basically hitting the 50-day here. And it's after gapping up. I mean, it's down, I don't know, 2 weeks in a row, and hitting the 50-day. So I kind of want to watch that one for a bounce. These candles are, you know, you've got kind of small candle, and they're starting to get long. Volumes come. So capitulation should come pretty soon. Possible nice reversal in X. Again, only with a proper setup. CarMax, another weak one. And I've got a line drawn here below 44. If it gets down to there, I'm really interested. But it could bounce. I mean, you've got a range back here. And after this gap up, I mean, it's down, I don't know, it's starting to get fast too, like US Steel. It's starting to get the longer candles and volumes increasing. So sometime tomorrow, anywhere down in this area, we might get an intraday reversal, especially if there's market strength. So I want to watch that one too. DSKY, almost hit 16. I put this in the video last night. I think this one's going to be interesting near those IPO lows, which technically is 1568. But anywhere down around this blue line or below it, we might get a nice snap reversal back above it. So this one, interesting. TKMR, got to have that one on watch after the gap up. You know, today it was in this range for most of the day before it finally ripped in the afternoon. And then look where it closes, right back in the range. So generally, when everyone and their mother's watching a stock, I tend to, it's probably wrong, but I tend to shy away from it and, you know, maybe play it a few days later. DGLY, I have this on watch every day. It gave us a really nice trade yesterday, made my day. Today I never touched it. So I always say this, it doesn't cost you anything to have it on a chart. It is down like 4 days in a row back to, it took out that 15 support, but then ended up closing back above 15. DGLY, low float, a lot of shorts. So this one, if you get a proper setup, like we did yesterday, you can get a really quick move. We got a quick dollar right there in about 10 minutes, right there in 2 or 3 candles. So I only call it when the setup makes sense. So it's just on watch tomorrow, and there's a strong chance we won't do anything with it. But if it gives a good setup, we will do something with it. A few other stocks in my notes. NRG, nice volume today, up to the 200-day and recent resistance. So it's up 3 or 4 days in a row, but keep this one on your chart, up over these recent highs. I'd like to see a pullback first or a rest day or something, but great relative strength today, deserves to be on watch. RADA had a nice trade in that one today. Now you've got 2 red days after the big pop there. Today the trade was simply had it on bounce watch, and then you had this spike and then a little flag, and I just called it over this spike. I think I called it a 298 or 299. And we got a quick move to almost 320, or over 320, I think, or right to 320. So that's a nice, if you're a day trader, you understand that's a nice percentage gain, and there's money to be made in those little moves. JRJC also made my notes. I don't love this one, but getting close to the 200-day resistance. 5 area was resistance back here. So you get down there, it's time to start watching that one for a bounce. And then even from last night's video, CREG, possibly along. Okay, it relative strength today, so up over $1.30 on any kind of volume, and this one might start to head back up. It's had some really nice moves. You can kind of see it there, up over this area. CREG may finally, especially if the market shows some strength, may finally pop again. You had this pop, big volume, bigger pop, and in a weak market, you could argue it's holding up really well, and possibly today put in a higher low. So keep CREG on a chart as well. That's it for me, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.